All right, y'all. So now let's get on into this story. Let's talk about Gayle King. So Gayle King recently did an interview with Alex Cooper, who's very pregnant, over there on the Call Her Daddy part or call me daddy, call him daddy, call somebody daddy. Call everybody but your daddy podcast. And she basically was asking Gail a plethora of questions. Gail opened up about them cheating. Well, not cheating rumors. Her husband flat out cheated on her. I thought she was still married. That goes to show how much I pay attention to her relationship situation. But Gail King spoke out about her husband and the cheating and what he put her through and all this other stuff. And after the drama of it all, the controversy, after she spilled all his tea, he actually offered an apology for cheating on her. Child, you couldn't have did that back when you did the first cheatation. But I guess because it's public and the social and people probably went on social media was bullying him, he decided to come out and issue a I'm sorry. But before we get to the apology, I do want to and her and what she's in her response to the apology. I want to play y'all the clip of the situation. So hold on one second as I pull this video up and we're gonna watch this clip and we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk. Please hold.
I know Oprah had an opinion on your ex-husband.
Oh Lord, yes, she did.
I want to talk a little bit more about that marriage.
Yes.
I know because you just mentioned infidelity was one of the
Yes.
major reasons that it ended.
Yeah.
And I want to get to that. But first, before the affair, how were you feeling about that relationship? Like, were you happy?
It's a good question. I was happy. And you know how they say the wife always knows? I swear to God, I did not. I did not. And people
Hold on, before we finish that, I got to applaud Alex. She actually asked a really good question. You know, she alerted to doing that. Maybe she learned her lesson taking constructive criticism. Because it was like, before we get to that, were you happy in the marriage? That was a good one, sis. You learning. Come on now. Let's give a round of applause. Let's give her the Nancy Pelosi applause for that one. Anyway, let's get back to the clip.
say, "What? Of course you know." No, I really didn't. Now, it's not like we hadn't had arguments or anything, but I didn't think that it was in such disrepair that he was boinking around. I did not think that.
When, if you were happy, do you think it shifted for you?
Well, I mean, you know, hindsight is always 2020. I always say if I was writing a book, the first line in my book would be whack, the sound of a tennis ball. And she said, "Nice shot, Bill." And the way she said it, there was such a intimacy in her voice that the hair stood up on the back of my neck. And I thought, why am I feeling that way? It was weird. Because she was married too. We were married. We both had 2 little kids. So our kids were friends. The spouses were friends. But there was something about the way she said, "Nice shot, Bill," that I looked and I thought, did I see them looking at each other? And when I asked him in the car, "What are you talking about?" They try to gaslight you, by the way. "What are you talking about?" And so he goes, "Absolutely not." So I did think, oh, you're just overreacting to what? But I did have a visceral reaction to that. That said, I still didn't think anything. And Oprah always says, you know, sometimes you get a whisper, and then when you ignore the whisper, then it becomes a little pebble, and then you ignore the pebble, and next thing you know, it keeps growing, and then you have a full-blown catastrophe. Mine was I came home and caught him unexpected. I wasn't due home. So, but you know, people say, the therapist said, it probably had to be that extreme for you to believe it. Because if you had caught them and they weren't buck naked, Alex, in my friggin' towel, if you hadn't seen it, he might have said, "Oh, she was just over here. We were
working on something."
Yes, working on something.
Okay, wait. Can you take me to that day? Like, how did you walk in on
Well,
that?
this was back in the day when you would go. I used to drive myself to the airport then, Alex.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did, Miss Gayle King.
Before Uber and Lyft and when you call it a car service. But I drove myself to the airport and the airline would call you to say, "Listen, your flight has been canceled, but you can if you get on the next one, you can get out of there." So I was in DC and, you know, Kirby and Will were little. They were like 2 and 3 at the time. So, you know, I said, "Guys, we got to hurry, go." I'd driven myself to the airport. So I didn't even have time to call and say, "Look, the flight was da-da-da-da-da. I'm coming home." I didn't have time to do any of that. We got to the airport, got in the car, came home. And the alarm was set, which I thought, that's strange because you're in here by yourself. You're a big ass, grown ass man. He never sets the alarm. And next thing I know, he comes flying out of the room and he's got a towel on. He goes, "You can't come in." "What do you mean you can't? I can't come in. What are you
My own
talking
house.
about?" He goes, "You can't come here. Come in. Someone's here." I go, "Someone like who? There's nobody here." I mean, I was so oblivious. "There's nobody here. Get out of the way, Billy. There's nobody here." He goes, "Really, you can't come in." And so I start searching the house because I didn't believe him. I didn't believe him. I get down and there they are, or there she is, cowering behind the door in my towel. Alex, it was a nice bath sheet in my towel, in my towel.
What did you say?
I said, "I can't believe that you are here and that you are doing this. I can't believe that you are doing this."
She was your friend.
Yes. And I even said, "I thought we were friends." It sounded so
Yeah.
pitiful. "I thought we were friends."
And so your kids were in the house. How did you manage?
Well, I had a nanny.
Okay.
She was from Jamaica. And I did leave the kids outside because he was so adamant. They're little toddlers. So Verge is with the kids. And I said, "Verge, take the children and go to the back room and shut the door." And she said, what is it? What is this, Mom? What is it? I said, "So-and-so is here. Let's give her a nice name. What's a good name?"
Casey.
Yeah, Casey is here. And so she goes, and I said, "And they're naked." Now, Verge is an old Jamaican woman. She goes, "Lord of his mercy, Mom. Lord of his mercy. Lord of his mercy. Oh, Mom, she peed in your toilet, Mom." I go, "Verge, I don't need that right now. I don't need that right now. Just take the kids and just go in the back room and shut the door."
All right. So, and look, Gayle, you are a better woman than I will ever be. I mean, even though I know I ain't a woman, I ain't got a coochie, but it don't matter. Cheating is cheating, regardless of which gender does it. Same sex, opposite sex. You a better person because I'd be in jail for homicide. If you ever, and first of all, how dare you tell me I can't come in my own goddamn house because you got caught, and then put the burglar alarm on the house so that way you get a tip off if I come home or whatever, and now you gagging, and now you having to run downstairs and tell me I can't come in the house because you couldn't think of nothing to say while you try to distract and get the other woman out of the house, but she probably too damn stupid and too damn slow to put her clothes on and left. And it's unfortunate that like what Oprah was saying, because Saint Oprah. It's sad that it has to get to an extreme point for people to realize that there's something negative happening in your home or your relationship, job, whatever the case is, for people because there's some people that just be like, it's the same thing like with you wasn't happy in your marriage. She's saying that she was, she probably wasn't. Or maybe she had such blinders on that she was just convincing herself that she was in this happy marriage or whatever the case is. But it's the same thing like with a job. When some people know they are miserable at a job, they will stick it out. But the universe is like, you're not happy here. We know you're not going to quit. So now we got to put you in this crazy scenario to where you're going to end up quitting or you got to get fired. And then the lesson in the firation is, well, you wasn't happy there anyway. Because I had situations like that happen with me too. Like I would be so mad if I got fired from a job, but then I would think back on it after I done weathered through that storm of because we Virgos, we overthink every damn thing. So it's like when I work a job and then I'm like, you know what? Why are you upset? You hated working there anyway. You couldn't stand being around them fucking people, and you hated that job. And it's funny because I make well enough at MSG, and I love the job that I have. So it's not always about the amount of money and all that other stuff that you have. Is like as long as you are happy in certain situations, that's great. So it's sad to hear this. And like I said before, shout out to you, Alex Cooper, because somebody probably finally got up in that brain. I was like, girl, start asking some real interesting questions. Maybe this was something relatable because she's in a relationship and she's married. And she came across relatively curious. So maybe that's what it took. But now, speaking of that, we also have this other video that I want to show y'all where she talked about the homosexual rumors Oh wait, before we get to that, I gotta talk about the apology. So she spoke to TMZ on Thursday, and she said she was surprised Bumpus, who she was married to from 1982 to what is it, 1982 to 1993. She said she was surprised he was even talking because he never talks. She said that man don't never say a word. So yeah, that's what he looked like. I want to show y'all that motherfucker right there. That's what he looked like. She said, so I was surprised, but I can also say I appreciated what he had to say. Now, King Who 71 added that Bumpus' infidelity led to a very painful time. And she said, everybody who's been through it knows how painful it is, but I also know that you can go through it and get through it on the other side. She also said that both she and her ex-husband have healed and moved on in the years since the affair, and said, and the reason why I can talk about it so candidly, to be honest with you, is because it has been so much time that has passed, and I'm in a really great place, and so is he. She also confirmed that while the two do keep in touch, she wasn't aware he would release a statement. And said, above all else, the CBS Mornings host said she is taken aback by the reaction she's gotten from other women, saying there's the thing that has that's the thing that has touched me more than anything. She confessed before stating that she didn't plan on talking about it when first sitting down to do Wednesday's episode of the Call Her Daddy podcast. She teased that host Alex Cooper got her to open up by letting her wear her casual, comfy clothes and putting her in a salmon colored chair. All jokes aside, the anchor now wants other women to know it's a very big club. None of us want to be in it, but the beauty is you can go through it and come out on the other side. Well, here's the thing. I don't know why you so perplexed over the fact that so many women took responsibility, because women go through cheating, and that's one of the main things that a lot of us have in common is being cheated on. Well, I've never experienced being cheated on. I've done the cheating, but I've never did, but I ain't doing the cheating. But so yeah, so it's a universal thing that a lot of people can relate to. And I guess maybe they're saying, like, well, if Gayle King can get cheated on, I guess, well, look, anybody can get got. It's not, nobody is exempt from being cheated on. Beyonce been cheated on, still with the nigga. Allegedly, because what she wrote in that album, we're supposed to believe it, right? Halle Berry been cheated on. So even the most beautiful women in the world get cheated on. So nobody's exempt from being cheated on. But anyway, so I got this other video that I want to show y'all of Gayle King on Call Her Daddy. I almost forgot the name of the show. Where she started talking about um wait, how do I was like, did I forget how to do my own damn show? Hold on, let me take that out. And then let me put this in, because it's like, yeah, when you try to do the transition, it's like it's a lot. So anyway, yeah, she talked about her situation with Oprah, the long-standing homosexual rumors between her and Oprah, and the fact that how she was mad at Oprah because Oprah didn't denounce the rumors that they were not, in fact, scissor sisters. So, bumping pocketbooks, eating clam, whatever lesbian term y'all can come up with. So let's hear what she has to say on this, and we'll come back and talk. Please hold.
Also, in memory of the shrine, and also you
Yes.
saying that people literally, to the point, have made comments that they are like, there's no way this isn't a romantic relationship.
I know.
And
I know.
I don't even want to speak for you, but like, tell me how that feels when you guys have had to handle those headlines, handle those rumors, handle that speculation. Tell me.
I tell you this. It used to really bother me.
Mhm.
I was recently divorced, and the National Enquirer did a story about that's the reason for the divorce, because they're secretly gay. Number one, if we were gay, we would tell you, because believe me, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just I prefer a man. I prefer a man.
Good for
So
you.
so we would tell you. And then I would say to her, you've got to say something on your show, because it's hard enough for me to get a date on a Saturday night. And now people think I'm a lesbian. You've got to say something. And she said, no, we should just leave it be. I said, no, you've got to say so. She said, no, I'm just leave it alone. Leave it alone. So, well, that's fine for you to say. You have somebody. I don't. So it used to really bother me. And now, even today, there's still people that say, well, the truth is, I don't care. I've now gotten to the point in my life that very few things get to me, because, you know, when you go on social media, it is an accelerator on hate. As long as I feel good about what I'm doing, the people I respect and trust are okay with it, who will say, well, mom, maybe you shouldn't have done that, or somebody whose opinion I value. Otherwise, you'll drive yourself nuts. So now I really don't care. I
I
really
am
don't.
sorry though that you have to deal with that, because I also just feel like that is a clear indicator. The people who are saying that, there's two options. Number one, they have never had a genuine,
Yes.
gorgeous
Yes.
female friendship in their life. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
and then
I
the
do
other one
know.
is, again, it's for the salaciousness, and it's so sexist, and it's so
Yeah.
it's just horrible that they put you in that position. But
All right. So, in regards to that, I do agree on that whole situation with maybe Oprah should have said something, but I guess in Oprah's case, any kind of publicity is good publicity, so she wasn't denying it. And the fact of the matter is, she's been with Stedman's for like 100 years, so it wasn't gonna bother her. But Gayle's like, look, I'm just going through a divorce. I'm ready to step out in the world and give me a new man. And now these rumors is plaguing us. But I definitely agree with that last part where they were basically talking about how like people. The one thing I hate about people is the fact that when they go and they use, if any kind of intimacy between two women or even two guys, where I'm starting to notice there's been this uptick in male on male affection, just genuine male on male affection in a friendship, on a friendship level, and people sit and want to call you gay or whatever the case is. And I hope that a lot of the men who are coming up now, or even older men or whatever, won't allow the ignorance of people on social media to deter them from wanting to have like that sense of friendship and intimacy that they have with their friends. I'm not saying sexual, but just showing the fact that, like, yeah, I hug my friends, I tell them I love them, all this stuff. It's not a sexual thing. It's just that connection that you get with your friends that you don't get from a significant other. And we should applaud that rather than thumbing our nose at it and calling it gay. Because the one thing I'm getting sick of is that people using gay as a negative, or it's a bad thing, or showing any kind of emotion or intimacy is a bad thing. I mean, we got that moron that goes around beating his face with a fucking hammer, talking about how him giving himself an orgasm is more important than getting off his girl. And then you got them fellow incel retards running up in there just laughing at it like it's funny. And it's like, yeah, y'all know how to fuck, but you don't know how to really please the person that you're with on the sexual point. But also, you need to learn to have that sense of intimacy as well. So I get it, and we all was up in here laughing and kikiing over the fact that with the rumors regarding Oprah and Gayle. I just had to cuss somebody out, by the way, because it was over that Tony Hinchcliffe thing. I commented on The View, and somebody was trying to call me a crybaby because I said that, my little rant that I did on it. And I was like, kindly fuck off. That's what I wrote to them. So we'll see how they take that. But anyway, so shout out to you, Gayle. Shout out to you, Oprah. And good luck on everything else y'all got going on at this point. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story from all of what we got from that podcast? Gayle getting candid about her divorce, her nasty divorce, and the fact of her with the homosexual rumors regarding her and Oprah. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below.